Hollow Coves, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for coming in here today. Sold out show tonight at Doug Fur. Anybody going to the show? None of you? Well, I guess that's why we asked you to come in. That's why you're here. We're doing things a little bit in reverse today. We're actually going to have the little Q&A after the performance. And this is actually the first time where we've done a full set, and then I ask the questions, because now it's just completely changed the questions I want to ask. And you answered one of them, because even though I was familiar with your background, the Wonderless EP, you called them travel songs, and that really struck, because I'm sitting there listening to Coastline, the first track, and I'm like, I want to go on a road trip. Like all three songs. Can you imagine yourself getting in the car and just cruising down the highway, listening to those? Do you write that purposefully to write it as a travel song? Is that in your mind? Is that in your conscience as you write those?
When we wrote those songs, we actually had just come off the back of like a lot of traveling. So I think it just flowed out naturally. We'd done that, and that was kind of like, that was what inspired the songs. It wasn't kind of the other way around. My
understanding on Coastline is you actually wrote it maybe at the beginning when you were living or on tour, maybe in Canada, thinking about back home in Australia.
Yeah, so I'd been living in Canada for 2 years, and Matt came over and was living with me in Toronto, and we're like landlocked there, but we're used to growing up on the coast, so we kind of had that like urge to be back. Yeah,
if you're not familiar with where Brisbane is, I'm only familiar with that specifically. Did I say it correctly, by the way, Brisbane?
Yeah.
Okay, Brisbane. You can shake your head at us Americans. It's sandwiched between Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast, and we've got a good friend that used to work with us here at KINK, and that's where he's from. And he's like, "Cool it." I can't do an accent, so I'm not going to do it. He's like, "You need to come," because he says it's the most beautiful place on earth. Would you agree with that, or would you say Toronto's better?
I wouldn't say Brisbane is the most beautiful place. But either side,
that area,
Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast, is pretty beautiful.
Okay, so now all the traveling you're doing, so you've been traveling the world. Are there things that you do to kind of give you some of those creature comforts? I've become more appreciative of this as I've gotten older, and like I go on like a trip and I stay at a hotel and the bed is horrible. I'm like, this is the worst. So are there certain things you're doing now to kind of give you that sense of home, at least make the road life a little easier?
Definitely Airbnbs over hotels wherever possible.
Okay.
Just because then it does feel a bit more like home rather than like a clean-cut standard hotel.
But you haven't had any bad experiences with that?
So far, we've done all right.
Okay.
We've had more bad experiences with the hotels, to be honest.
Well, you guys have...
It's been a few rough hotel experiences.
Okay. All right. We should actually introduce everybody. We got Matt and Ryan. Those are the two names I know. But
I'm the other Ryan.
You're the other Ryan? So, all right, that makes it easy. All right. Oh, you're brothers, okay?
Yeah, I'm Tom.
Tom, over here. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in here today. The new album, is it a full album or is it an EP?
Full album.
Full album called Moments.
Yeah.
Came out last year. We're really happy that you guys made the stop in through here as we kind of deep dive into your music. I realized that the rest of the world, I think, and a good chunk of Australia has discovered Hollow Coves before we have here in the States. So we're happy here at KINK to champion you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yep. All right, we're going to get lined up. Let's give it up for Hollow Coves one more time.